Hello, my friends. It's Jory with the Blissful Knowing, numerologist, intuitive counselor, and happiness coach, here today for our weekly guidance. I'm still feeling very mellow. We're still in the energies of quietude and self-reflection. We're still in that hermited, introverted energy. So I am more mellow today. These last the last two live streams and today, you can tell it's definitely a more subtle, quiet energy, but I wanted to come on because, of course, the guidance has proven itself time and time again to be very, very helpful and very accurate. Last week, my ego did question some of the cards we got, but sure enough, by Friday, I couldn't figure out Claim Your Power. What happened is we had the first three cards made sense right after within 24 hours of pulling them. But that Claim Your Power card, I was like, I can't figure this out. I can't. And then it took up until Thursday night or Friday. I was like, light bulb moment. That's what this card was saying. So that inspired me to come back on, of course, today and see what the cards are going to be for this week, the guidance for this week. And I'm going to keep in mind that things take an entire week to play out. So I'm going to try and keep my ego judging out of the way and just see what the guides have to say through the cards. Also, I just blanked out. Hold on a second. What was I going to say about the cards? Oh crap, I totally forgot. Oh well, I'll just start shuffling. So we're going to pull from my 3 decks, the Blissful Knowing Inner Guidance cards. And that we're going to do 4 cards like we always do, what we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. And then we'll pull our focus cards from my Love is Everywhere deck, the Hearts of Nature. And we'll pull a focus card from the Zen Blossoms, the Flowering Intuition cards. So we'll start shuffling. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the eclipse because that was pretty dramatic. We had 2 eclipses this month. So this last one was on July 16th on Tuesday. I did make a post asking you guys how you were feeling, and I found it very interesting to see everybody's feedback. Some people felt really good, but a lot of people felt really, really tired. A lot of people have been feeling very emotional, a lot of anxiety. And I read somewhere, and I don't know, again, I'm not an astrologist, I'm a numerologist, that the eclipse, it can kind of the effects can last for like 4 days. Now, I've heard that the long-term effects can be like up to 6 months. I don't know, maybe even longer. But as far as like feeling really off, it could take up to 4 days. And I noticed a few people I talked to were still feeling kind of crappy on Friday and Saturday, but are feeling better today. So I felt really, really, really blah. Hi, Wayne. I felt really, really blah the next day after the eclipse. And I was like, this sucks, because this is complete polar opposite of how I usually feel. I usually feel zesty and excited and passionate about life, and I just felt completely deflated, zero excitement for anything, and very, very stoic. Again, we do have some stoic energy this month. Wait for the cards to fly out. This is my magic shuffle in case you're new to my live streams. Hi, Sandy, you made it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying how hot it is, but I guess I'm just used to a lot of heat here in the Southwest in the desert. Hi, Jamie. Waiting for the cards. Anyway, I did start feeling really, really good the last couple days, and I started to feel like myself. So I was like, hallelujah. Finally. But I am still feeling the self-reflection energy and the quiet energy. It was, again, a challenge to get myself really excited to come on as much as I love doing this. Hi, Aquila. Yay. I needed a little pep talk for myself. I had to do some clearing out of some resistance before I came on, because I just feel like these energies, again, they just want us to spend time alone and quiet. Oops, there's another card. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you guys when I blanked out. So I have a particular subject in my head, and I'll be really curious to see if the cards address that subject, because I haven't done any personal cards today addressing that subject. So, I'm trying not to look at the cards. They flipped over. Oh, crap. We got 5 cards, guys. Hang on, they're all out of order. They went flying around, so give me a second to organize. Let's see, is this what we have? Is this what we want? Using my pendulum. Is this what we need? Okay, are these two cards together what we get? Okay, well that wasn't so hard. Yay! All right, so we'll shuffle our focus cards. So we only need 2 more cards and then we can start flipping, getting right into the guidance. Whoa, that one jumped. 1 more card. So I'm curious if you guys are feeling a little bit better now. Those of you that were feeling kind of crappy from the full moon and the eclipse, are you starting to feel back to yourself again? Or are you still feeling really quiet in this energy? We have 1 more week of this combination before we start to shift our energy. So it'll be interesting to see if I feel any different next Sunday. Hopefully I'll come on and talk about the energy shift. I love doing that. So we have 1 more week of tranquility and self-care and quietude and time in nature. Again, it is really more of a vacation combination, taking time off to just do your own thing, spending time outside, getting quiet, meditating. It's a sabbatical energy. And the purpose is for us to rejuvenate, to go within and get some clarity about what we want, where we want to go in life, especially with the eclipse. We've got retrograde too, which has that reevaluation and reviewing. But the eclipse really is like a huge ending and beginning energy. So it's like as if you're closing the door on an old life, or you're just removing or releasing a ton of old beliefs and ways of being, and now you're moving into a whole new life. So plus we've got 1 energy this month, new beginnings. So we are taking time to rejuvenate. Oh, I saw the damn card, crap. Taking time to rejuvenate, to fill up our cup, so we can build reserves, because the energy next month is going to be much more active and extroverted and accomplishing. So we've had a month here of stillness, and we're going to be so happy that we took the time, if you did, to recharge our batteries so we have all of that energy to accomplish all of that physical buildup of ambition, drive, and capability. We're going to really want that in August. So take the time now. We've got 1 more week. If you haven't taken time for yourself, if you haven't done something for yourself, if you haven't carved out time to get quiet and contemplate, maybe journal, just sort of, again, self-reflection. That's what we're in. That's the time. I hope you've done it. Oh, good. Aquila says she feels that the energy is better too. I really do. Those first, the eclipse season, the July 7th through the 16th was rough. But really, these July was just, it's hard. It's hard because my work is very much about communicating and putting myself out there to be a spiritual messenger. And these energies, again, are really contracting and going within. So I like to be out, but they're saying, shh, go within. All right, we are ready to roll, guys. Oh, last week I said we were ready to rock. See? Not as much stillness as the rock. We're moving and shaking now. We're rolling. We're getting some momentum. All right, what we have, our first card. I'm going to try and keep myself neutral, try to keep my ego from judging these cards. Really, really, really trying. I want to say one more thing really quick. Last week we had created connection, and I know I talked about connecting with like minds, but I also realized there were so many personal, what's the word I'm trying to use? The cards made sense for me on many levels in many areas of my life, as far as creating connection and making it happen and grounding ourselves. So whatever I pull, it's going to apply to you personally. I'm going to try and make sense of it globally, but keep in mind it's going to affect everybody differently and resonate with everybody differently, I should say. Okay, so what we have, perfect. Take a step back. Oh, that is so freaking perfect. Take a step back. Why is it so perfect? Because we are in retrograde right now, which is all about moving a little bit backwards instead of forwards, taking a step back to reevaluate. And we're in 7 energy, which is about reflecting and stillness versus taking the action. So let me read this, but it's really, really, really perfect. And I just realized that I shuffled with my nice deck. Uh-oh. didn't damage it too much. All right, take a step back. It says life can feel frustrating when we are trying to force an outcome. Sometimes it is difficult to see that the energy we are bringing to a situation just isn't working. Take a step back to evaluate if you are stuck in a rut or repeating old patterns. Even if it is just temporary, walking away from this situation can help you to gain clarity and a higher perspective. Take some time away from whatever is stressing you to give it the space it needs to heal and resolve. Last week we talked about letting go and surrender and release. Surrendering, stop trying to force things. Let it go so you can let it in. Take a step back. This is the energy we are in now. We're not trying to move forward. We're not trying to make too much happen because we've got tons of make it happen energy next month. So it's hammock energy. That's the word that just came to my mind. This is about relaxing, and this is about thinking, okay, is this what I really want to do? Let me think about this before I try to force this outcome. Maybe the reason it isn't working is because maybe it's not actually the best outcome for me. Maybe it isn't what I really need. I might think it's what I want, but maybe it's not what I need. So remember, we talked about learning to want what you need because it's what you need that will fulfill you. So we have this. We've been taking a step back. That is so true. We have been reevaluating. We've been contemplating. We've been trying to figure out the best direction for us. What do we really, really want to do? Where do we want to go? How do we want to get there? Instead of taking that giant leap forward. It's not the time just yet. All right, so take a step back. Perfect. I'm happy that this card resonates so much because it's nice when it just clicks. Okay, so what we want. Ho, another good one. Clear the air. That's the energy we are in. We are in the 7 energy of purification, detox. Keeping our intuitive pathways open so we can hear what the higher self wants us to do, where to go, how to get there. A clean and clear energy field allows for better reception. Intuitions, inspirations, and ideas flow best when their pathways to you are uncluttered. Sometimes the clutter is physical, while other times it is energetic. Consider what steps you can take to remove the blockages in your environment and your aura, such as straightening up your personal space, opening windows, burning sage or incense, or taking a shower to remove any auric dust. Taking steps to increase the energy flow around you enhances your ability to attract fresh insights and experiences. I will tell you guys, I just did a big power cleaning in my house and I do feel so much calmer and clearer. I do need to do that in my office. Didn't do that yet. But also clearing the air. I just posted my interview, my live stream with Claudia Stauber from last year. We talked about vibrational range and how you can outgrow people just by spiritually growing and expanding and evolving. You're raising your frequency, and so you may not necessarily resonate or relate to people that you used to who are still on the original frequency that you have just outgrown. So you may want to watch that. I don't know if I can link it in the comments or not, but it's on my personal page and it's in my group, Jory's Live Stream Library, where I archive all the live streams. But it was a very informative live stream that I did with her, talking about your vibrational range, vibrational discords, and letting things, people, places, jobs, letting it all go if it no longer serves you. And we definitely have some of that energy right now too, with the eclipse and the 7 detoxification purification. So clear the air. We want to clear the air. We want to keep our intuitive pathways open so we can get the direction, so that when we get into this energy of August that wants us to take action, we know what action to take. We know what direction to go in. We know exactly what we need to do, and we'll be ready and we'll have the energy and the drive to do it. So clear the air. That's what we want right now. Also, clear the air can have to do with communication too. In your relationships, you may have been doing a lot of contemplating on what's important to you and what you want. And so clearing the air, a lot of times that expression does relate to having a heart-to-heart talk, but that's a separate card. Share your feelings is a separate card. So however it resonates for you, it could be all of the above. It could be just some of the above. Okay, what we need, this is our advice card. Ooh, see past the illusions, one of the most powerful cards in the deck. I always feel such a strong energy from this card because it's a really, really important message. It's so, sometimes you just need that smack in the face to realize that you're in fear mode. Let me just read the card to you because it's going to be much more powerful than me talking about it. We need to see past the illusions. Fear can convince us that things are worse than they actually are. When we believe in our fears, we are subscribing to a reality that we don't prefer. Learning to recognize fear is the first step towards overcoming it. An improved experience is waiting for you, but first you must see beyond the illusions that your fears have created. Remember that there is always a blue sky behind the clouds, and don't buy the story that your fear is trying to sell you. Such a powerful reminder. You know, so often we don't even realize we're in fear mode because it's like a society conditioning to be afraid and be on the defense and be in protection mode, especially if you're still watching the news. Oh, here, let me tell you what scary thing happened and what you need to be afraid of and how you can protect yourself. We are moving out of fear-based energy into heart-based energy, into the truth, your intuition, your higher self, your soul's truth, which is the opposite of fear. So we need to see past the illusions, and this time that we're in, this month of self-reflection, can help us to discern what is fear, what is fear, and what is our truth. We need to be able to take that quiet time, identify the fears so that they don't rule our lives, because a fear has just as much power as a truth to create your reality. Whatever is dominant in your vibration is going to be the skeleton. Whatever beliefs, false or not, preferred or not, those are the skeleton of our reality. So we do really need to get reflective here. This is my specialty in the sessions, is to help you see what beliefs are tripping you up. Where's your resistance? What false beliefs are controlling your life, are writing the script of your life, are the invasive species in your garden that are sucking the nutrients right out of the soil, and you can't plant the seeds of new growth. All right, so we need to see past the illusions. That is a powerful card. Yes, it is. That one I'm getting a little smiley about because I can see where that resonates in my life. Definitely. Definitely, we don't want the fear to convince us that things are worse than they actually are. This is the 7 energy we're in of having faith. So we do need to keep the faith. Important reminder. All right, so we've got two cards for what we get. It's going to be interesting to see them together as a combination. I'm cracking my knuckles to get ready to flip. Get ready. Take a drink because this is a lot. Okay, 2 cards for what we get. Oh my gosh, guys, you are a healer again. Mission accomplished. Wow. Mission accomplished is saying right now that the things that we are contemplating and that we need to have faith about are already resolved on a vibrational level. They're already taken care of because the universe has already received the data from you, the clarity from you of your preferences. Even if your physical mind is still unclear of what you want, just by living the contrast of your experience, living what you don't want, you've automatically sent feedback back to the higher self for a solution, for an improved experience, and that's already been taken care of. That's already been received. So now we're going into manifestation energy next month, so we may align with some really exciting things that we have been having faith about this month. You are a healer tells me, again, this card is about being a healer, and we'll read it in a minute, but the last 2 times, this time and the last time, this card has come up in this position. It's about you having the ability to heal the situation. And it's not even that you have to do anything. Again, you heal it by knowing that it's already healed. It's already taken care of. Your mission has been accomplished as far as, again, you've already sent your request out there to your higher self. The universe is behind the scenes, is conspiring, gathering all the cooperative components. So this is where, again, we have to let go and let the solution in. We really need to do a surrender and release, and we need to have faith that the situation has already been healed. So I'm going to read these cards, but I feel very, very strongly that that's what this message is about, more than the specifics of these cards. But of course, I still have to read them, especially since this is my favorite card in the deck because it's such a beautiful message and it always rings true. You are a healer. You have the ability to soothe and uplift those around you. Do not underestimate the positive impact you have on this world. It is so much greater than you realize. Know that your mere presence is a gift to those around you. When you combine the power of your loving energy with an intention of serving others, your contributions to the universe are immeasurable. Appreciate yourself and know that you can make a difference. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful message. You are enough. You are making a difference. Your intention to be of service and your ability to tap into who you really are, which is pure love and pure light, is having a huge impact on this world. So, mission accomplished says, congratulations are in order. You have come so far and learned so much. Take some time to reflect back on all you have become. Now that you have made such beautiful progress, it is time to take things to the next level. Although a cycle is now complete, a new chapter awaits you with open arms. Give yourself the credit you deserve for all of your growth and carry this newly found confidence with you always. We just got this card a couple weeks ago too, and I remember saying, take some time to reflect back on all you have become. We're in the self-reflection energy right now. Although a cycle is now complete, the eclipse ended things. We just got out of the ending energy in June, so we're in the new beginning now. Saying a new chapter awaits you with open arms. So that makes sense too. But the collective message feels really, really good. And that is, you don't have to do anything right now as far as trying to force the outcomes. Take a step back if you're trying to force an outcome, okay? Because that's not working. This is not energy of doing as much as it's the energy of being and the energy of having faith. It's a very spiritual energy where you're trusting life. You're trusting life to heal this situation. And how is it going to do that? Well, it's going to give you inspiration and you will take action based on that inspiration. But in order to have the inspiration, you've got to have clear energy fields. You've got to have a clear intuitive pathway. So we're detoxing now. We're getting quiet. We're clearing the air so we can be open and receptive to the guidance, the inspiration, and the synchronicity that's going to come, that's going to lead us to the healed solution, to the healing. It's got to see past the illusions too, because if you're on a fear frequency, you're not going to be on the right frequency for the solution, because the problem and the solution are in completely different frequencies. If you're on the fear floor, you're never going to get access to the solution and the improvement floor. They're higher up. You've got to understand that it's all there and waiting for you, but if you're below it, you can't see it. You can't see it. So, you are a healer, mission accomplished. This really, really feels good to me. And I did have a conversation with my friend earlier where I said, you know what? I have no idea how it's going to happen. And we talked about this last week, I think. The physical mind never knows the hows. It can't. That's not its job. It's only there to perceive what has happened and what's happening, but it will not be able to tell you what's going to happen. I said, I don't know how, but I know my improved experience is coming because I know how clear I am and I know how the universe works. I know it's on order and it's just a matter of time, and I'm going to hand this whole thing over and stop trying to force things, stop trying to make things happen. So that's what we've got for these two cards. Trust that we've done the work of sending out a request to the universe for an improvement, and trust that It's healed on a vibrational level and will soon be healed on a physical manifestation level. Beautiful. All right, so we've got 2 focus cards. I'm very curious. I really enjoyed the focus cards last week, which reminded us that we are exactly where we need to be and to flow with the divine. Okay, and that all is well. Again, not trying to force things and change things and make things happen. Taking a step back. All right, our focus cards from the Heart deck, from the Love is Everywhere deck. Oh, release. What did I just say? Surrender and release. Surrender and release. We've got the endings so that we can have our beginnings. There's things that need to go. For me, it was a lot of false beliefs, ego judgments, lack-based mentality. A lot of that got cleared out in the last couple of weeks, which just feels so much better. I really feel like I shifted things. A miracle is a shift in perception. So when I shifted my perception, my reality changed as a result, and it was wonderful. So release. I love the image of this card because I took this picture and then I reflected back on it later and couldn't believe that the universe has set this up so beautifully to be the release card. There's so much imagery in this photo. So what we've got here is we've got a leaf that the tree has released. The tree doesn't struggle when the leaf is ready to go. It just lets the leaf drop to the ground and go. So the tree has released the leaf, but we've got a scarred rock behind the leaf. So these are the scars of our past, and we're leaving behind the traumas, the old way, the old pain of the past. Down here, it doesn't look too pink, but it's more of a pink rock, and this made me think of new, like a baby, like a pink little baby, like the new beginning, the new life. So we've got the past behind us, but the new life is waiting for us. And what's even more beautiful is that there's shadows here that are curling up in this heart, in this leaf here. And so these are the shadows, these are the fears, these are the darkness of the old life, but we're emerging. The light is emerging. And it reminded me of a fountain too. It's just coming out. So we've got our new life and our new light emerging out of the darkness. We're going into the light, we're going into the new, we're leaving the scars behind. We've learned lessons from them, but they're in the past. So we've got to release the past, we've got to learn from the past, and we've got to release the struggle of trying to force the outcomes, trying to make things happen. Take the step back, surrender and release, let go and let God. Let it go and let it in. However you want to word it, when we realize that it's not our job to make things happen, it's our job to let things happen, we flow with life, which was one of the themes of last week's focus, with the divine hand leading us, going with the current, letting the current carry us. When we flow right towards the solution. Let your higher self lead you. Keep your intuitive pathways clear. Keep them clear so that you can hear the guidance from your higher self, the GPS, and let it lead you. Got so many cards, guys. Let me take these down. So we're releasing, we're still letting stuff go. And that's another aspect of the retrogrades too, is let's reflect on what we still need to let go of. All right, and our last focus card. Determination. Now that's interesting because again, this is more about action. But I think that it's coming in a more subtle way this time. So this is the fire in your belly. So to me, it feels like we're getting more and more clarity about what we want, and we are determined to align with it. But there's a difference again between trying to make it happen and letting it happen. So what's coming through with this is you're determined to align with it, but you should be determined to let it happen, determined to release the control so that it can come. It's funny, but when you don't need something, that's when it shows up. That's how it works. When we have that tight hold on it, we constrict the universe and we say, this is how it has to happen, and the universe is like, sorry, I can't play that game, and that's not, I have a better idea, and it's way better, but if you're not aligned with it, then I can't do anything for you because you're blocking it. Remember, manifesting isn't really about attracting things to you, because you already have a core frequency that you are sending out, and everything that's a match to that core frequency already exists. You just can't see it because you haven't aligned with the frequency of it if you are not aligned with your true core frequency. And so many people are just now understanding that they haven't been aligned with their truth, with who they really are, because we've been so bogged down with fear and so bogged down with society's conditioning that we should not be who we are, that we should be afraid, that there's so many outside threats, and we need to be constantly in fear, which is complete opposite again of our true core frequency. So we're really starting to open up and get glimpses of who we really are. We are joy-based beings. We are powerful creators. We are not disempowered. Society wants us to believe that we are, but we are not. We are powerful creators that have the ability to shift our reality towards our preferences, towards the preferred reality that we have been requesting by living the life that we don't prefer. So we're determined to align with that preferred reality. We're determined to use our power to create that reality. But there is power in letting go, and the guides just push me forward on that one. There is power in letting go. Whoa, they're going to make me say it a third time. There is power in letting go. So that's what's coming through hugely right now, guys. Write it down. Remember it all week. There is power in letting go. So be determined to let it go so that you can let it in, because you're determined to let it in. You're determined to let it in. And by the end of this cycle here this month, we're going to have even more clarity about what we want. So we're very effing determined to let it in. And that 8 energy in August, that's starting as soon as next Sunday, a week from today, is going to be like, let's move it and shake it and make this happen. There's going to be a lot of determination. So let go of whatever is holding you back. Let go of the false beliefs that it can't happen. And let go of the struggle. And just remember, there is power in letting go. All right, woo! That's a big one. I know when I watch this live stream back, it's going to be like even more powerful because I can feel the clarity coming through. Yes, exactly, Patrice. Lots of conditioning to unlearn. Lots and lots of conditioning to unlearn. But it's an exciting process because you really start to take the reins. You start to take control of your life. You feel so empowered. And then the more that you apply this knowledge of being a deliberate creator, the more you see evidence of just how powerful you are. And then it's like, well, you don't even need faith because you just know. And that's what the blissful knowing is all about. You can be happy because you know. You know. So you know that the universe is constantly wanting to bring you an improved experience. And that's beautiful. And I've seen it. I love it. I always talk about tracing it back. I love tracing it back. When something happens that feels good, I will think about, yes, I would have definitely requested this. I would have put an order into the universe for this. This makes sense because I remember a time when I didn't have this, when I had the opposite. And now here I am aligning with it. I've manifested it. Wow. And the more you see that, the more magic and the more synchronicity. It's everywhere, but you have to be alert. You've got to keep those intuitive pathways clear. I have eaten so many greens. I think I've eaten 3 pounds of greens this month. I'm buying those big containers of spring mix. And you can line the container with paper towel on both sides, or you can do that in a bag. And my 1 pound containers of spring mix have lasted 12 days in my fridge. So I'm so excited about that because, they always get nasty and you have to throw everything away. So I've been eating so many raw greens. Holy moly. That's all part of the 7 energy of purification and detox. Anyway, so the more we learn our power, the more we align with seeing evidence of the power, the more improved our lives become. And really, our lives become very much less dramatic, much more peaceful, much more of what we prefer. It's beautiful. It's really, really exciting time to be alive as we go through this ascension and this transformation. So anyway, I'm available for private sessions. I'm actually booking into August right now. So you can go to theblissfulknowing.com if you're interested in working with me one-on-one. I've got lots of new jewelry pieces that came in. I'm going to post a picture in the comments. You can check those out in the Blissful Knowing VIP. That's where I announce all my new pieces right before they even get here. And actually I had 5 new pieces come in on, was it Friday? And 2 of them are already gone. So I hope to be back next week, guys, Sunday, because we've got the energy shift, and I'm going to be so curious to see what you guys are feeling. It's a pretty palpable shift when we go from that stillness energy into that action energy. So it'll be exciting to see if you guys are feeling it too. And we've got retrograde through August 2nd, but we're going to be pretty close to making things really move forward again. Whew, hallelujah. All right, guys, I can't wait to read your comments. Please say hi if you're watching the replay, and I really hope to see you all next Sunday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.